What if the very practice you trust to awaken you is only the doorway, not the home? What if the silence you are chasing is already present? Before you sit, before you breathe, before you try. And what if the one who meditates is itself the final obstacle to what you seek? A seeker once sat before Nisargadatta Maharaj with the earnest sincerity that only years of practice can produce. He had meditated through disciplines, methods, breath patterns, and visualizations. Yet something remained unresolved, a subtle dissatisfaction, like reaching the shore, only to discover you are still thirsty. With humility he asked, "Maharaj, is meditation enough? Is this the way to realization?" Maharaj's reply was as sharp as it was compassionate. He said, "That meditation is for beginners, not as a dismissal, but as a precise diagnosis. And the room must have felt the shock of it. How could something so sacred be called a beginning?" When Maharaj said meditation is for beginners, he was not criticizing the practice. He was exposing its function. Meditation, in his view, is medicine, and medicine is meant to be outgrown. A beginner is one who still believes themselves to be the restless mind, the agitated personality, the bundle of habits and reactions. Meditation stabilizes attention. It introduces distance between awareness and thought. It is like learning to stand after a lifetime of crawling, essential, but not the destination. Maharaj constantly pointed to the fact that all practices exist within consciousness. They are movements happening to the sense of I am. Meditation refines the instrument, yes. It quiets turbulence. But realization is not the perfection of the instrument. It is the recognition of the one who was never disturbed. If you mistake the calming of waves for the discovery of the ocean, you remain confined to surface conditions. The seeker, sensing the radical implication, pressed further, but Maharaj, meditation gives peace. If I stop, won't the mind become wild again? Maharaj would cut straight to the root. Peace that comes and goes is not peace. It is a state. And all states are temporary visitors. Meditation produces a favorable state, like arranging furniture in a room. Useful, pleasant, but realization is discovering you are the space itself, untouched by arrangement. If your peace depends on posture, timing, or method, it belongs to the beginner's stage, the stage where identity is still invested in experience. Here is the deeper reason why Maharaj called meditation a beginning. Meditation assumes a meditator. It subtly reinforces the idea, I am someone doing something to reach something. This structure is helpful initially because it organizes intention. But if not seen through, it becomes spiritual ego, the refined sense of being a seeker, progressing toward enlightenment. Maharaj's teaching dismantles this architecture. He invites you to notice that awareness is present before the act of meditating arises. The impulse to sit, the discipline, the effort, all appear in the field of knowing. That knowing does not meditate. It does not need improvement. It is self-luminous. Meditation trains attention to recognize this, but the recognition itself is effortless. The seeker, puzzled yet intrigued, asked, "Then should meditation be abandoned?" Maharaj would never encourage careless rejection. Instead, he would redirect the understanding. Meditation is abandoned naturally when its purpose is fulfilled. Like crutches dropped when walking becomes effortless, the danger is not meditation itself, It is clinging to it as identity. If meditation becomes who you think you are, I am a meditator, then the beginner has built a more sophisticated cage. Consider the paradox Maharaj points toward. The beginner meditates to quiet the mind. The mature seeker observes that mind and silence both appear in awareness, and realization dawns when even the observer dissolves into pure being, the simple, undeniable sense, I am, prior to labels, prior to effort. At that point, meditation is no longer an activity. Life itself unfolds in the same openness meditation was meant to reveal. This is why Maharaj emphasized abiding in the raw sense of existence rather than endlessly manipulating experience. Meditation prepares the soil, but awakening is recognizing that the ground was always fertile. You are not manufacturing awareness. You are ceasing to overlook it. The seeker's final hesitation echoes what many feel. If realization is already present, why practice at all? Maharaj's implicit answer reveals the compassion behind his bluntness. Practice is for the one who believes they are separate. Meditation is the bridge from identification to observation. It teaches stability, sincerity, and inward turning. But its highest function is to make itself unnecessary, to reveal that what you are cannot be improved, achieved, or repeated. And here, the shock of Maharaj's statement softens into clarity. Meditation is for beginners because it addresses the beginner's confusion. It organizes the scattered mind so it can recognize its source. But realization is not the culmination of better meditation. It is the end of the meditator illusion. When this is seen, meditation transforms. Sitting quietly is no longer a means to an end. It becomes a natural expression of being, like breathing, like listening. There is no seeker striving, no ladder to climb. Awareness rests in itself, and action flows without psychological friction. So the real invitation hidden inside Maharaj's words is not to reject meditation, nor to worship it, but to understand its place. Use it fully, let it mature you, but do not stop at the doorway. The house you seek has always been your own presence, silent before practice, luminous during it, and untouched when it ends. And when this is recognized, the beginner disappears, not because meditation succeeded, but because the one who needed it was never the final truth.